everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. So today I am going to be recreating a look that I posted on my Instagram. I think it was like last week or something. She just like got home from work and I just chucked one of the new lipsticks on that had just come because I thought it was really beautiful. And yeah, everybody wanted me to recreate the look, so that is what I'm going to do today. Effortless, like holiday, festive kind of glam look. So perfect for this time of year. And it's kind of one of my go-to looks when I want to kind of level up the makeup a little bit, but I still want it to be super easy and effortless. So yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. Okay, so my skincare is already all done. I'm just going to go in with the e.l.f. Retro Paradise Face Oil to start. I obviously really like using like a primer oil underneath my makeup just because I love that really dewy look. I am absolutely knackered, which you can probably see, but yeah, mixture of everything really. Been a busy few months work-wise. And yeah, Luca picked up a new puppy like 2 days ago. So yeah, in the horrible puppy stage at the moment. So a lot of crying, a lot of nibbling. But he's so beautiful, he's so amazing. So kind of worth it, I guess. But yeah, very, very tired this week. A nice nap after this, I think. I really like this oil. It's not that greasy. It's kind of a weird, quite a weird consistency. Not super greasy, but just like feels really nice and hydrating, and obviously a really nice base for any foundations on top. Got like this little spot here, quite blotchy at the moment, but again pretty tired. Whenever I get a bit run down, my skin is always the first thing to go, so that's kind of expected. I'm going to start by concealing underneath my eyes, so I'm going to use the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Custard. This is just my favourite thing ever. I think I've had this for like a year and I'm only kind of halfway through the pot now. They literally last forever, these, I think, because you only need like the tiniest little bit. And I just take a fluffy brush and I'm just going to really lightly pop it where I need a little bit of coverage underneath my eyes. Run a little bit across my forehead as well, just where I've got a little bit of blotchiness. Just taking it around my eyes, covering any little blemishes and blotchy bits I've got. Right, there we go, that's just cancelled any redness out and just lifted the darkness from underneath my eyes a little bit. Now for foundation, this is a new one actually. I just got these, so I really want to use them today, so this is going to be like a first impressions. This is the Lancome 24-hour foundation. I kind of put a bit on the back of my hand and it felt really nice, so I'm going to try it out today. I have got two colours here because I think I'm going to mix. I think this one's going to be a little bit too warm and this one's a little bit too light, so I'm going to mix the two together. And then just using a Fenty foundation brush, and I'm just going to apply it all over. So far this actually feels really nice. It's definitely really dewy, which is nice. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a little bit more on the matte side, but it's making my skin look really, really glowy. The coverage feels like quite buildable. I've got sort of just one layer all over and it has definitely sort of flattened out any redness that was left over. But yeah, it definitely still looks like my skin, which is really nice. And yeah, the finish is actually really nice. But I'll see what it looks like by the end because I feel like it might set down and be a little bit more matte. But if it stays like that, that is beautiful actually. I'm going to put some Fenty Pro Filter Concealer just through the centre of my face as well. Pretty sure in the original picture I didn't have that much like base makeup on. I think I just had like a bronzer and concealer stitch, but I'm so tired today, I just don't think my face is going to take that, so we're going to need a little bit more. I'm just going to use that to brighten up a little bit more, just making it a little bit more of a full coverage look. So that is it for the base, just a nice kind of flat, clean, dewy base. So I'm going to go on to a little bit of bronzer. So for that I'm going to use the, oh it's upside down. I'm going to use the Nude Sticks Bondi Bay All Over Face colour. This is one of my favourite products ever really. I'm going to take a little fluffy angled brush and I'm just going to use this to really lightly bronze up the skin. Of course, where this is a cream product, it's just really helping get that really nice dewy creamy skin. It's worked really nicely on top of that foundation as well. It's definitely brought like the glow back through. So then for blush, I'm going to use my absolute favourite, the Fenty Beauty Highlight, the Girl Next Door one. I'm going to use the super shimmery side and I'm just going to pat that a little bit higher up. You can see you just get the most beautiful glow from this. Please bring me back to life. Just going to take my Charlotte Tilbury brown liner and I'm just going to pop my little freckles back in. That's it for the skin. I'm going to zoom you in and do my brows and my eyes. So for brows, I'm going to be doing pretty much the same thing that I've done the last few videos, just using the Refi products. They are just so amazing. I haven't used actually anything else on my brows for, well, probably about a month now since I first got them. And yeah, they're just so great. So I'm just going to start out with the brow sculpt and push the brow hairs up. They're just so good. They just last all day. Especially at the moment, I think where I'm tattooing all day in a mask, like I'm really putting makeup to the ultimate test. Get like the sticky little bits, it doesn't start like moving your foundation after a while, it literally stays like this all day, so they're absolutely perfect if you like the kind of like laminated brow look. And then I'm just going to use the little pencil to fill in the little gaps. Always really certain that I didn't like eyebrow pencils just because the ones I had used just really hadn't worked for me. A lot of the time, even with the waxy ones, you have to really warm them up on the back of your hand to start getting any colour out of them. It just feels like a waste of product, first of all, obviously just making your life more difficult. So I always used to use just eyeshadow. I feel like it worked better for like the fluffy brow look. Pencil is amazing, like the best one that I've ever used. You just get the colour out of it straight away. It's just a really soft pencil and it does also stay in place. And then just using the little brush on the end just to fluff them back up. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so now moving on to eyes. It was a really simple eye look actually. It was mainly all about the chunky lashes, which again, a lot of people don't like them. But I do. They remind me of being in year 9, which was a terrible time. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to show you how I do the kind of really chunky lash thing. If you don't like it, absolutely fine, not a problem. I definitely don't love it with everything. There's certain looks that I think it looks really great with, and this is one of them. So here we go. Sure, I just have bronzer on my eyes and mascara. So the easiest thing. So I'm going to take the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. This is the Luminous Bronze Light. And I'm just going to take a small fluffy brush and literally just going to run that all over the lid. So you don't have to really worry too much about this. Pretty much just going, obviously use a little bit less pressure as you get higher up, just to give it a little blown out look. But yeah, literally just that, really simple. If you did want to, you could just leave the lids plain or whatever you want to do with them. But for me, I like to just give it a little bit of something. Literally just that, really simple. And now onto the fun bit for the lashes. So, the thing I want to do is curl my lashes. This is like the most important thing. I know some people hate curling the lashes and it is a bit gross, but got to be done, my friends, got to be done. So these are the Kevyn Aucoin curlers. They're a bit rubbish now, they're quite old, so I really do need to get some new ones, you know, when they're so crispy and they're like, I want that feeling. But yeah, these are kind of old, so I have to do it like a few times. But yeah, just curl your lashes. Sometimes when I'm like midway through curling my lashes, I just think, what is this? Why? But yeah, I normally do them like 2 or 3 times on both sides, and I'm kind of like squeezing them a couple of times, so I'm not just holding it really tight. Yeah, I sort of like hold it and then give them a few little squeezes. I'm using 2 mascaras today. I've got one like drugstore one and then one higher end one. Didn't really like mean to do that, I just happened to think those two work really well together. I guess good to have both ends of it. So I start out with the Maybelline Big Shot Colossal whatever. So the brush for this one is like this. These are the sort of brushes I feel like are good for like kind of clumping. But this is also really lengthening as well. So I'm just going to start coating my top lashes. I want to just give them one coat, just make sure they're covered, don't worry too much. It's easier to do second coats and stuff once they've dried rather than keep layering while it's wet, because it just ends up being a big mess. one coat of that mascara on its own, so you can see it is really, really nice. Lengthening and thickening. It's also really black, so yeah, for like £9, this is normally like my sort of everyday just chuck mascara on. So yeah, this is really, really good. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same on the bottom lashes, and then we're going to start like really building them up. I never do my bottom lashes normally because I think it makes me look really weird. Just going to start. Yeah, I really like that I don't normally do bottom lashes, because I think when I do, it's such a different look for me. Like, it really changes like the whole look. So yeah, that's what's fun about makeup, isn't it? Just playing and doing things that you don't always do. So now I'm going to do another coat of this on the top lashes. This time I'm kind of wiggling it a little bit more. This is sort of the best way I've found to clump your lashes up quite quickly, without having to do like 100 layers, is just sort of wiggling it. See how much thicker that side is already just from that one. So yeah, that's a really good. Because actually when I come to taking this off, it doesn't feel like there's mascara everywhere. Because I like vividly remember being about 15, and this is when like clumpy lashes were like the real deal. And I used to just keep going, have these massive like clumps of mascara coming out. So I feel like doing this, you actually aren't applying as much mascara as you think you are. So there we go, that is just from that one mascara. Could definitely get away with using just this one, and I was doing that for a while. But then yeah, I thought, you know, why stop now? Let's take it too far. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just going to highlight my inner corner with the Melt Gold Ore Highlight, just to add that really nice bronzy sort of look. Okay, so now for the next mascara, this is a very, very bougie one, like maybe too bougie, to be honest. But this is the Louboutin Beauty Mascara. It is so heavy, like I can't explain to you the weight of this thing. But it's beautiful, you know, the packaging is always stunning. So this is a slightly different brush. It's more of like a plasticky brush, not so like fluffy, if that makes sense. Definitely more like a spiky plasticky one. But this is the blackest mascara I've ever used. So yeah, I just tried it one day over the top of the mascara I already had on, and it just takes it like next level. So yeah, I'm going to apply that over the top of this, and you will see what I mean. There we go, you can see the difference between that eye and that one. This is just like, takes it to that next level, very clumpy, spidery lashes. And mine is still like pretty wet at the moment, it's still quite new, this. I haven't actually used it on its own yet. I tend to prefer going in with like a drier mascara first and then building up with like the wetter ones, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it, but you know when you put like really wet mascara on first and your lashes just go, and they just look like they've been like rained on, and then after that nothing will happen. Once this has dried out a little bit, I'll probably use it on its own. But for now, I really like it on top of other mascaras. So there we go, that is the final sort of lash look. This is exactly what I did and what I used in the picture that I posted, and everybody was asking about my lashes, so that is the winning combo for those. Yeah, like I said, not everybody's cup of tea, but it's just fun, it's just makeup, don't worry too much. But yeah, I kind of like a clumpy lash. Whenever I put them on, you always feel a little bit more like, I don't know, it's definitely more runway, a little bit more editorial now, the whole clumpy lash thing. With like a wet look eye, it looks amazing because it really like ties that in. But I quite like the contrast of it with like a really glowy skin. I think it's a really cool look, and it looks really different on everybody, which is what I really like. So yeah, just going to go onto my lips now. This is like the main thing that everybody was dying about, including myself. So I received a lovely gift from Beauty Bay of their new matte lipstick. I don't remember exactly how many colours there were, but there's like a really, really nice range. And this one, straight away, I opened them all and I kind of played with them. But this one, straight away, I was like, yes. Yes, very, very yes, thank you, yes. This one is Sauce. So you can see it's a matte, sort of, it's a really interesting colour. It's a very like deep red, but very bright as well. It's so weird, but like the most beautiful thing. So I'm going to line my lips with MAC Mahogany first. This is like a deeper red liner. Lovely. I'm just going to apply the lipstick now. So you can see it's like the most beautiful red ever. It's like bright but dark. Bright reds that I have had before are really orangey, and I do love an orangey red, but this is like the perfect bright dark red, if that makes any sense at all. But it's like perfect. We have like really summery holiday makeup, you know, when you're like going out for dinner and your skin just looks beautiful and you've got like a really nice red lip on, and one day we will experience that again. I'm just going to set everything in place using the e.l.f. Dewy setting spray. This is amazing. It smells like coconuts and it's beautiful. So that is the finished look. So that is the finished look for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this and thank you for being here. As always, everything that I have mentioned will be linked in the description down below. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the week and are starting to feel kind of Christmassy and relaxing a bit. And yeah, I will see you all very soon. Love you.